Today we're going to make this easy leprechaun gnome craft, which you can also use as a puppet. So you're going to need a pencil, some scissors, some glue. You need a popsicle stick if you want it to be a puppet. Then you're going to need some paper. I have green for the body. I've got a little bit of orange, some yellow, black, and here I have kind of another lighter color of green. If you don't have that, that's okay. It's the only one that I could find, but you don't need it. Here we go. Go grab your colors and we're going to get started with the green. So this is the main body of the gnome. You are going to grab your pencil. We want to draw the hat. You can draw any hat, but I'm going to start on the right hand side and I'm going to draw it this way. So I'm going to start kind of in the middle of my page and I'm going to curve around. So just going up and curving around. Then I'm going to go back to where I started and go up, 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 all the way, kind of curve in, make a little loop, and curve back to the other side of my original line. So you can see I curved first, then I went up, kind of in, loop, and down around. This does not have to be your hat. You can create a hat that just looks like a triangle. You can create a crazy looking hat. It does not matter as long as your gnome has a hat. So once you've created your hat using your pencil and you're happy with it, go ahead and you are going to cut it out. Now, once you have your hat, you are going to grab your orange or whatever color you're using for your beard. This is going to be my beard. I'm going to put my hat right on top of that piece of paper. I'm grabbing my pencil and we are going to use that hat to guide us. So the top left-hand corner of your hat, you're going to use your pencil and you're going to curve out and in, curve out and in. So out and then in, out and then in, out and then in. You can see it's kind of getting smaller or bigger to smaller. So bigger to smaller till you have your beard that you like. Then lift up your hat, take your pencil and just draw a little line up on the left and up on the right where you drew your beard and a line across. That's just going to give you a little bit of extra space later when you go to glue. Now this is my beard. I just use those kind of curved lines, almost like a really big fluffy cloud, but yours doesn't have to be like that. You could use straighter lines, you could make yours larger. Remember, it is fun to be creative, so you do you. And once you have your beard cut out, you are going to just make sure it fits, and if it does, you're going to glue it. If it doesn't, that's okay, just do a little more cutting and fix it until you like it, and then you're ready to glue. There we go. Now, I am using my green again. So this is going to be the body, so choose the color you want for your body. I'm going to use my head again just to help me with the size of my body. I'm going to place it right on my green piece of paper, and this will guide me. So here at the top, I have placed my green piece of paper kind of where I want my body to start, and I'm just going to draw almost like a big, humongous circle around it. So I started on the left and I curved my line. I went to the right, curved my line. You can see it's almost like this big circle, a big round body. You could use an oval body. It is completely up to you. But when you have the body that you like, you are ready to cut that out as well. The wonderful thing about making these little gnomes is they come in all different shapes and sizes. Just like a leprechaun, we are creating something that is nice and unique. Then you double check that you like it, and if you do, you guessed it, it's time to glue again. So once you're happy with your work, you take some glue and you just glue the head right on top of the body. We are ready for the yellow. Now this is what I'm using for my nose, so you grab what you would like, and I'm just drawing an oval. Once I have my oval shape, I am cutting that out. And we're going to, just before we glue it on, just let me trim that. I'm just going to double check that I like the size of it. And if you don't, you're just going to trim. So I'm just going to trim a little bit off. Then I'm going to glue my little nose on. Now I am going to use that same yellow for my buckle, and I'm just cutting out a little square. And I'm going to take that piece of paper, so this is going to be for my buckle, remember, and I'm folding it in half. On the fold line, I'm going to draw a line that goes out, straight down, and then in again. So like a little square, out, straight down, and in again. And then inside of that, the exact same thing, out, down, and in. So I drew half half a square, and then on the inside, another half a square, and then I'm going to cut that out. When I cut that out, you will see that it turns into a little buckle. It has a little hole in the inside, so you can see it. If you were confused, just pause the video, go back and double check that one. And I'll just show you what it looks like when I open it up. There we go, ta-da! Now I'm going to use black for a little belt. You choose the color you would like. I just want to make sure it's long enough. So I see here it is long enough. And I'm just going to cut out a very thin rectangle. It doesn't have to be the exact same length because we're going to trim it. There, I'm going to place it where I think it looks the best. Grab some glue and secure it down. Just making sure you like where it's placed. There we go. Now you can see I have it sticking out a tiny little bit on each end, so I am just going to trim it. And then we are ready to add the little buckle. So put a little bit of glue on the buckle that you created, and you're just going to place that right over top. Our shamrock, he is not a shamrock, our leprechaun is coming together. Now with my black piece of paper, I'm going to fold it in half. I'm drawing my feet. To draw your feet, it's very similar to the nose. All you're doing is using your pencil to draw an oval. You probably can't see that very well on the black paper, so let me just grab a white crayon so you can see what I'm doing. There, all I did was draw an oval. So this is going to be the size of the feet. You want them bigger, you want a bigger oval. If you want them smaller, you need a smaller oval. And then you're going to cut them out, and because you folded your piece of paper in half, you are going to end up with two that are congruent, same shape and same size. Then you're going to put a little bit of glue on one of the tips of the oval and just slip it in behind at the bottom so the little feet stick out. So you put one on one side, you're going to put one on the other side. And there you have your cute little leprechaun gnome. Now if you want to turn that into a little puppet and you have a popsicle stick, then you just put a little bit of glue on the end of the popsicle stick, and then you are going to glue that right on the back. And at this point you could be done, or you could add a little shamrock. I'm using that extra piece of paper that I had. It's kind of just a very light, kind of bright green, but you can use whatever color you would like. You're going to fold it in half once. You're going to fold it in half again. And if you can manage a third time, you're going to fold it in half a third time. So just try to fold it in half 3 times. Go to the fold line, grab your pencil, and draw half a heart. So you're going to go up, curve around, and come to a tip. You're just drawing half a tiny little heart. When you're done, you're going to cut that out. Really what you need is 3 hearts. So if it didn't work, that's okay. Just fold your paper in half once, draw a heart, and then do that a couple more times, and you will end up with 3. So you need 3 tiny little hearts. I'm going to use the extra piece of paper here just to to cut out a little rectangle for the bottom of my little shamrock. And then I'm going to put it together. Now this is the color I'm using. You could use the same green that you have. You could use whatever you would like. Once you have your 3 hearts, you just take and glue the tips, the pointy part of the hearts together. So you glue one to the left, you're going to glue one to the right, and then that tiny little stem that you created, that's going to go right at the bottom. And then you will have your tiny little cute shamrock. You could make one bigger than this if you would like. I'm just using it as a little bit of an extra decoration. I think I'll put it right here at the tip. And now you have a super cute leprechaun gnome craft. Thanks for joining me on Craft Club for Kids. Remember, be creative and have fun.